A lot of guys will look in the mirror and just go like this.
Who told you that?
I have to
Who?
tell you later.
Just go like this. Because he does that. Weirdo. He would
If
do
he
that.
does, no, he didn't tell me he does that.
How
He
would
told me that
he
his
know?
friend. I have to tell you that he has walked by his house and has seen him doing that.
Oh
my gosh!
If you know a guy, if you are a guy who does this in the mirror,
I think a lot of guys do that.
I mean, who am I to judge? You know?
Yeah, because I guess like we look at ourselves in the mirror.
Yeah.
That's true. So maybe it's not as weird.
No. Anyways, what's up, guys? We're the Conscious Cowboys. I'm Tess.
Welcome back. I'm Madison. Just the splayed socks.
Just write it out, you know?
How is everyone doing today?
I'm doing good. It's a Saturday.
It is a Saturday.
We've got
It's
the day
sunny.
to ourselves.
We do.
This is a good
To be fair, I
vibe.
usually have the day to myself.
Madison just gets
I
to
live
fuck
alone
off all week.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't. So this to me feels like a real treat. So that's what we're here to do. Is just,
Yeah, I'm happy to be enjoying this type of day with you.
I know. And maybe that's what this episode will feel like for you, is what a nice treat. What a relaxing
A little
listen.
treat. That's right. It's going to be a real easy listen, I think.
I think so too.
Because we kind of also just really started this podcast without going. We have some general notes, but like.
We just hopped right in.
Yeah, we did. We did just hop right in, didn't we?
How about this? We just recorded our first TikTok in years.
Yes.
So we went on our TikTok, when it came back after a whole 24 hours of being gone.
Mm-hmm.
In fairness, we had not used our TikTok in probably 2 years or maybe a little less than. And I went through all of our old content and I was like, oh, no.
We got to clear it.
We got to clear this. Blank slate.
Complete 180.
We have, as some people would say, a 360. It's not that you have to like remove your old identity, but I needed a fresh slate when it comes to TikTok. I feel like I did not invest any energy into it when we first started it. And what we did create was like, meh, lackluster.
Yes.
It doesn't fit the brand anymore.
This is true. We needed a recalibration in a sense. And I think that that's just like, I feel that. I don't know why. I feel like there's just been a shift in a positive way.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we just recorded. So if you have a TikTok, go give it a little love.
That's what's up.
And we're always down for ideas on what you want to see on other types of platforms. We were chatting with our friend Bree, who helps us kind of strategize. And she was like, TikTok's chill. They want to see like the behind the scenes stuff. They want to see the day to day. And I'm like, all right, Madison, you better start recording your morning routine.
I should, I would be down to do that if it wasn't dark when I got up.
I turn a lamp on. I've seen some videos like that. Boom, lamp.
Yeah. I think also because this is like really crazy of me, but when I get up, I have the lowest light on and I only use candles.
Okay.
So that's why you can't see shit.
Oh, Madison. Okay. Would you ever be the person to like start a TikTok with you still in bed? You've seen those.
Yeah, when they've clearly like not been in bed and
wake up. I'm talking about the kind where like it's an aerial shot, like a selfie mode, and they take a video and you're like, good morning.
Probably not.
With morning voice.
What's the point?
How do you feel about morning voice? I just turned my flashlight on by accident. How do you feel about people's morning voice? Like if you sleep over with someone and they're like, hi, what does that make you feel? Have you ever thought about that?
I've actually never thought about that, like how I feel. I've never thought about me feeling different about it because I don't really mind it.
Yeah.
Because if I sleep over with that person, I'm like, hell yeah.
Down enough.
Yeah, exactly.
For a morning voice.
Exactly. I'm not going to be like, ew.
Okay, wait.
Embarrassing. I slept over. Their morning voice is ugly.
How about morning breath? Would you kiss someone before their teeth got brushed?
Yeah.
If you
it's
can,
not my
if you
favorite.
can smell it or taste it, how does it make you feel? Would you make out in the morning? It's a bit rough. I feel like you can avoid the make out.
You can't avoid the make out. Yeah, you can. That's actually such a funny question. Yeah, I don't want to be like making out.
No, me either. I'm like,
yeah,
go brush your teeth first.
Yeah.
I mean, same for me. It's not like I'm a fucking
100%.
goddess.
I'm like,
but-
let me get up. Yeah, dude, I know.
Okay, someone asked me a question last night. They wrote me and they said, I always try to think of questions that I would want to hear you guys answer on the podcast.
Is this real?
Swear, I'm gonna make it up to make it seem like we have someone who listens. Yeah,
Okay.
it's real. And they said, okay, I'm out of curiosity if Philip, which if you're a new listener, that is my husband. So they said if Philip wore something that an ex-girlfriend bought for him, how would that make you feel? Would you care?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we need to have you answer too. Like it was a question for both of us. So like Madison, if a guy you were with was wearing an item of clothing that an ex bought him, would you have feelings about that? If so, what would they be?
My first answer is my feeling would be that I was fine with it if it was cute. Like if it was a shirt and it was a sexy shirt, I'd be like, that's a great purchase. Absolutely wear that.
Yeah.
If it was a shirt with her face on it or her initials or something that like they went on a date to Niagara Falls and it was a I don't know, maybe not, because also I think that's ugly. So I'd be like, why are you wearing that? I don't like it.
Okay, all right.
Like,
well,
why do you like that?
So this person said that they have a flannel that an ex bought them.
Okay.
And so that's they love this flannel.
All right.
And they're just wondering, like, what a flannel that an ex bought. Would that bug you?
No.
Okay. My answer is no also. The only thing that would be like a flag for me is like, how much sentimental value does this item hold? Like when you put it on, are you like, does it feel like their embrace? Or are you just like, I still love, like, this is one of my best fitting items of clothing. I love the way it looks. Like, it's so cozy. Like, I'm down for it. I asked Philip and Zach, our other friend, last night when I got the message. I was like, so would you care if like a girl.
If I was wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they both were like, no, I mean, but I think there's probably something like in reverse. Like if you're clearly wearing a guy's hoodie, because like, don't get me wrong, I'm wearing like a unisex hoodie today.
Uh-huh.
But like if it was clearly
a man's
hoodie,
you think they'd be mad?
I think that they
I don't think
questions.
I would tell.
They're like, whose is it?
I'd be like, I bought this. It's a man's. I know I bought it from the men's
I like
section.
a unisex fit. What's your
It's
fucking
way
deal?
better. The color, all of it.
Okay, all right. Well, Philip was like, don't you still have stuff? And I'm like, no.
You don't have anything?
No, I mean, I have like nothing from my last relationship. No way. I got anything that was his. I got rid of.
No. Yeah.
I have like stuff that he got me as like a gift, but those are those nice linen sets that.
Oh my God. Absolutely. Different.
Why would I get rid of that?
Absolutely agreed.
Those are like a staple in the wardrobe.
They're so cute.
So, and Philip was like, yeah, I don't care either. So we all kind of
That's
have
good.
the same consensus.
Yeah.
But again, I think it all comes back to like, what's the sentimental value here? Like, do you wear this because you miss that person, or are you wearing it because it's just
But then it's
your
like,
favorite
then
thing?
I could even argue of like, is it bad to miss them? Like, it's not like they're like putting it on and they're like thinking about them having sex with that person. But it's like, oh yeah, I miss them, but that's a, just a fleeting thought. And now I'm with this new person. And that's fine. Because like, aren't you allowed to miss people sometimes?
Yeah.
Like sometimes just like, oh, that was cute. Like those are really great times with that person. All right, now I'm with my new person and they're way more fitting for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just feel like, I mean, I guess like if I analyze, like, does Philip ever miss his ex-girlfriend? I mean, I don't think he does, but if I don't
have like some
I guess
sense
I don't
of
really
like
wanna know,
nostalgia.
you know?
Yeah,
Like-
it's like some sense of nostalgia. And it's like, all right, and then it's fleeting, and then you move on.
But like, it would make sense if he did. Like, you guys shared
Correct.
life
That's what I'm
together.
saying. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I've missed people too sometimes, and I'm like, but I don't want them back. I'm like, oh, that was cute, and then I'm over it.
Yeah. I guess what like, to me, what is missing someone? Longing for them, or is missing them just honoring where you've been and what happened? And like,
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
cool.
so.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Neither here nor
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
Anyways, that had.
Your hands are like ice.
You think my hands are cold? You should feel my toes. They're actually.
Someone's
Madison
like, I
and
would love to feel them.
No, yeah, I bet you would. Madison and I have this thing where like our feet will turn purple.
Yeah, what is that
if
called?
we're cold. Poor circulation.
Yeah, but isn't it called?
No,
something
there's
else?
Raynaud's. Which,
Oh yeah, Raynaud's.
But that's like
I
when
don't
your
know if
feet
that's
go
it.
white. Like if my toe were to turn completely white because there's no blood flow.
Okay, we don't have that.
These are just like pooling.
Mine
blood.
get like poop purple.
Poop brown. Okay. Should
Anyway,
we get into the actual episode?
Jesus.
Whoa, Madison, way to really drag out the front end.
Okay, well, where do we want to start? Do we want to talk about the imposing thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I saw this really cute post on Pinterest the other day. Actually, it was yesterday I saw it. And
my mic was really loose just now and I got nervous.
It's probably okay. Hopefully.
Sorry, don't mean to derail. Keep going. You saw this cute post.
Yes, on Pinterest. And it reminded me of me and Tessa's relationship because, and I don't even know why I want to make note of this, but I think it's just about like friendship in general.
Okay.
And I was telling my dad the other day, I cannot speak right now. And I was telling Kelly is when I, for example, Tuesday is below deck nights in our family, aka me, Tess, and Phil's family. And I'll go over there after yoga and I bring my dinner and I just walk in. I go to heat my dinner up. I'm like, hey, what's up? Tess is on the island, working on her computer. And then I just get out the things I need to do to make my dinner. And I don't walk in and be like, hey, can I use the oven? Or like, where's your parchment paper? It's like, no, I just put the parchment paper, use the oven mitts. I get the fucking salt, all of it. And I love that. And this quote anyway that I saw on Pinterest was talking about how, what does it say? Like, it's basically like imposing, like, here's a thought, like reframing of like imposing is what we were born to do. Like, I hope that Tess calls me and like asks me to put her child to sleep, like if they're not going to make it home in time. Like, hey, Madison, can you go over there really quick and do that? And I'm like, absolutely, I can. Like, it's as easy as, and they made it in like relation to like stopping or asking your husband to stop for milk on the way home. And I'm like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
Like that type of friendship and like being a part of a family like that, that is where the bulk of connection is for me.
Yeah. Not feeling like you have to ask for like borrowing or using things, but then also not being afraid to ask of like, can you show up for me in this way? Because you know that, of course.
Yes, exactly.
Like, yeah. Duh.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was thinking about this text post that I saw like a while ago that was talking about how it was like, it's so rude how you make friends with people and then they have the audacity to live far away. And I just think,
Shout out to
all my friends. Yes. And then I think about how lucky I am that I live close to you.
Yeah.
So that's just a note.
Yeah. Oh, when you brought up this like idea of having friends that are so close that like it's like you basically what's mine is yours type thing, that made me think of my other best friend Sydney. In high school, towards the tail end of high school, beginning of college, I moved into her home with her family. Like I actually had a bedroom there, but the years leading up to that, it was like that. Like it was just so open door. Like, of course, like you basically live here. Yeah. I was on their Christmas cards.
That's cute.
Like as if they had another daughter all of a sudden. Like I was adopted, which I thought was just like to have love like that from people who are not your blood
is really special.
So special. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of like, I don't even know if that was in my ether growing up, Like, I don't know if that was like really talked about because it was like, oh, you just have like your family unit and that's it.
I think because my parents got divorced young and I spent a lot of time in other people's homes and with their families, not that I didn't spend time with my own, but like my friends were like a huge facet of my life that I've really kind of picked up on that early.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else from high school.
I have to cough. I'm so sorry. if you listened to last week's episode, I am indeed sick.
Yeah, it definitely
they
was
weren't
not
allergies. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, something else from high school that you brought up to me this week. The idea
Oh yeah. Okay.
of being
Good
straight edge.
segue.
Thanks. I'm really working on that.
Yeah, it's solid.
Do you guys remember the phrase straight edge? If you don't know what straight edge is, that just means like 100% sober, like doesn't dabble in anything.
Yeah,
And it was like
aka you're
movement.
a loser. You're nerdy if you're straight edge.
Well, but then it was also like counterculture that started coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my friend, so Sydney's older sister, I just talked about Sydney, her older sister had a group of friends that they felt so much older to me. They were in their like early 30s. And I was like, wow, we're really out here with like the big kids.
Yeah.
You know, like as a 17,
Yeah.
16-year-old, you're like, whoa, these are like twice my age.
Yes.
But they were straight edge. And I always thought like, okay, that's cool. And they were like cool fucking people in the music industry, in the entertainment, like
yes, I understand that.
lived in LA,
Mhm.
did really cool shit, but straight edge.
Yeah.
So I kind of had this perception of like, no, it can be cool. But we were talking about how
Like
kind
your
of in high
hands
school-
can't touch
sorry.
my body anymore. It's like actual ice.
Okay. Do you ever want to like wrestle your sibling? That's what this feels like right now.
They're like, wrestle, touch your feet together. Intertwine your toes.
We've been asked that quite a bunch. But we were
for the
saying
right price.
it needs to be at least
Over
four digits.
$1,000.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we're getting off track.
Okay, I'm
Madison.
so sorry.
In high school, that was like kind of nerdy, like to not,
Absolutely,
party.
it was. Yes.
which is so sad. Like these young developing brains just like douse a little alcohol.
they're like,
on
be
it.
a follower. Go to parties, underage drink,
Yeah.
drive.
Okay. Get behind the wheel. Everyone's chanting as you leave the party.
Exactly.
That's not funny. Don't drink and drive. But
Dude,
where is
it's
this conversation
funny. I
fucking
don't know.
anyways, I went pretty straight edge after high school.
Oh, you are preaching to the choir, sister. You know
Fucking
it.
As straight, as narrow as you could get. Just no.
Well, actually, not right after high school, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, me too. Like, I would say by age 20, I wasn't.
Yeah. Well, what'd you for your 21st birthday? What'd you do? Did you drink?
I don't know.
I
I have no
got
recollection.
fucking hammered. I was
Stop.
literally don't remember a
We don't know
thing.
this side of Madison. Where
Oh,
were
I don't
you?
remember
What were
anything.
you doing?
I was living in Venice, California, and I remember that I went to Scopa, which is like, I don't know if you've been there, but it's a really nice Italian restaurant. It's
thought it
like
would've
such
been
a
Thai
New
food.
York vibe. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's such a New York vibe.
Okay.
And it's on Washington in Venice. And I went with Gina, who I was living with at the time, who also worked at Brandy Melville. And then my cousin Kelly was there. And then I don't know who else was there. I think there were other people there too. And we did the full, like they have like the full course, you know, like a bunch of courses that they bring out, full branzino, like the whole fish. And I think we got some drinks there, Moscow mules maybe. And then of course we like showed up in the G-Wagon. It was like a whole thing.
Oh, you
And
guys
then
were living
we were
large.
living.
That's so
dude,
LA
it was
of
so sick.
you.
And then we lived across from a bar. I can't remember what it was called, but we walked there. And then after that, I don't really remember anything.
Okay, I'm pulling up my Instagram to go back to like what year did we turn 21? I think I was working at Boys and Arrows at that time, which was a bikini company that I don't. Okay, here's Sydney's birthday in Vegas. So
it was like
mine
20.
would've come
Was it 2016?
August 16th. I was like, no, I didn't even make a post on my birthday.
I think it's 2016 ish.
15, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. Clearly
I mean, yeah,
nothing
it's
too
15 because we'll
significant.
be 31 this year. So
Okay.
10 years ago.
Anyways, I have no
Um,
idea. I did not get plastered. for
Oh,
the
I was
record.
so hammered because I remember being like at this bar and they had like, it was kind of like an underground area and we were all sitting around a table and then a song came on and there was like 10 of us and everyone was singing the song. And I just remember I was just not there. Like, I don't even know how I got home. I don't remember.
That's always good, you know?
Yeah. But I knew I was safe. Like, I had people around me that loved me. So it was safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have never once blacked out.
Okay.
Ever.
I don't think I've blacked out, but I don't remember things.
Okay.
Is that blacking out?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know though. I'm not experienced enough in this field. I've only ever thrown up once from drinking.
Okay.
And it was like not an environment you'd want to be throwing up and drinking in. It was on a party bus with like a bunch of moms, like a bunch of adults that were supervising like us. I was
awful
of age, I think. No, maybe I wasn't, because I was not. No, I don't think I was of age. But anyways, we went to this place called iPic, which is like a luxury movie theater. And I was taking him down on the bus ride there because my ex-boyfriend's older brother was like, you won't. And whenever he says you won't.
As long as you just put your hand like that on me.
This is going to get you good.
So
okay.
Cold.
But anyways, he was like egging me on. And we just had like such a fun relationship between the two of us that I was like, all right, let's fucking go then. And then I get to the movie and we're watching Twilight, which like really ages things, you know? And I'm getting pulled out of my seat to go to the bathroom to throw up. Sydney and I had to leave the movie within 10 minutes of it starting because I'm throwing up. We go home. Sydney was like, that was fucking hell, Tess. I'm telling her, oh, sorry.
That's okay.
She's like, I was really not good on the drive home. Like I was like messy and telling her like, you're going to need to bathe me and stuff. And then I walk into her house and I say hi to her parents and I'm fully normal. Hi. And she's like, what? She texted her parents, Tess has gone down bad. Like she's not doing good. And they're like, okay, like it's all good. It's fine. And then we get there and I'm like, hi. And they're like, are you sure she's down bad? Like she's
like,
looking
hey.
normal. We go upstairs and I'm making Sydney sponge bath me in her bath. I don't know. I guess probably I just wanted a little TLC.
A little love. Yeah, you're like, I need a sponge bath. I'm drunk.
I'm drunk. That's a good friend. When I told you, that's why I brought her up. Like she's my fucking girl.
The homie. Yeah. And then I was just thinking, do you remember the first time that you ever got drunk?
I don't know when that would have been. No, not really. I remember like feeling buzz and like not liking it. I have never really liked drinking. Like I don't really like smoking either. I don't like feeling like like it's not for me.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go. That is fun. Until I start feeling sick. I don't like that.
I never liked going to the bathroom and looking in the mirror under the influence.
Yeah, I think like, that's a really common one.
Holy shit, you are.
You're like,
ragged.
Whoa. That's what I look like? That is scary.
Yeah. Because
no, just don't do that on mushrooms.
Oh, that's scary.
You did do that on mushrooms.
Yeah, my pupils were
I remember I told
massive.
you too. I was like, okay, when we go in this bathroom, don't look in the mirror. And you're like, okay. And then you're like looking in the mirror and you're like, wow, I look like a shark. And I was like, bro.
Because I did.
Yeah, I know. Sick. No, I was just thinking of the first time that I got drunk. I do remember it.
Okay.
And I was with my dad, of all people. And we were on a boat. We were with the...
Oh, that is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
on
in the sun.
Boat.
I know. I remember. And they had an older daughter. Like, we were with my dad's friends, and they had an older daughter, and they were like the cool family.
We all know
they were the cool family. They just were. They just seemed ahead of us, you know? They had all the cool clothes. They just seemed like... And, like... I don't know why I equate this with this type of family, but they were just like ahead of us, like also sexually speaking. Like you knew, like in high school, I was younger than them and I was like, they've done stuff, you know, like it's like them. And I don't know. I like glorified that, me very innocent. And I'm like, oh, they've done stuff with boys. So, and we all know that they definitely did. Anyway, I was on the boat with them, my dad included, and the oldest daughter and I were at the front of the boat, just full water bottle of vodka, Sprite as a chaser, just downing it. And I'm the first time I've ever drunk, so why not? Downing it, tastes horrible. I still hate the taste. I don't realize how drunk I am. I'm sitting in the sun. I go to get off the boat and I almost eat shit. And my dad had to catch me, and he was so pissed.
Yeah.
And then he just said, there's no way we're bringing you home to your mom right now, so you have to stay at their house. And I had to stay there and sober up.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I remember going home to my younger sister, and she was just like staring at me. Just like, how was it? You know? I was like, I'm still drunk.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I'm the younger sibling, so I was like, I don't have any of that interaction that I can be
cute.
like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do remember that.
Wow.
Good times.
Anyways,
pretty
straight
edge,
edge now. And now it's cool. That's like such an emerging thing over the past, year and a half of everybody like being sober curious. And
yeah, there's definitely been a shift where it's like, and maybe it's just like a getting older thing where I don't care that I tell people that I don't drink.
Oh my God, it
and
was
if
such
anything,
a thing.
It was such a thing, but now it kind of is still a thing. Like people get weird when you tell them you don't drink sometimes. Like it's interesting to see people's reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it doesn't matter. They're like, oh, really? Wow, good for you. And I'm like, the good for you always comes out, you know? Or it's like, oh, okay, well, I drink. Like, is that going to be a problem? I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Anyways, cheers. Right?
Cheers with coconut water, you know?
I had a glass of wine at a wedding back in October. I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's send it.
She tells me immediately gets a headache.
No. And from the people I've talked to, they're like, yeah, rookie red wine. Like you haven't had alcohol in years and then you go for red wine. Like you're an idiot. But I just was like, that's going to be a chill thing to do.
Yeah.
I was going to like sip on it. So I had one glass of wine.
What would have been better though?
They say mixed drink for sure. Without like a tequila and soda water.
Okay.
With a lime. Like they say that's the best. But I didn't know.
I just hate the taste
so
of
I
alcohol.
had an active hangover is what I call it. I don't know if that's a term or not, but I feel like, okay, I'm having a hangover, but all I did was like, I just finished the glass and I have a headache. I have the chills. I'm sweating. I'm pale as a ghost. I feel like I need to escape my body. I would imagine that's
you were
like,
having a bad time.
I take Advil.
Yeah.
I was like, Philip, I might need to call an Uber and get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, the Advil kicked in. I had a good night. No more alcohol, just water. I was like, back to myself. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, and we've joked about this on the podcast recently, is that sometimes I'm just like, should we just get really drunk tonight? Maybe.
That would not, I don't know. I
don't know.
I don't even want to know what the next day would feel like. Like we would probably have a lot of fun in the moment.
But that's what I'm saying is I'm not anticipating that. Or like I would anticipate the next day to a certain extent, but I wouldn't think like, oh my God, I'm going to be down bad, you know? Because then it's just like that probably will happen. The way I would do it is I would just send it. Oh, hell yeah, I have. I would just send it and be like, should we get drunk tonight? And then Phil would be like, absolutely. And then we'd be like, let's do this. And we'd have like the best night ever. I mean, hopefully. And then the next day I would have a plan in place of like, you get up around the same time as always. You have coconut water waiting. You're going to make yourself eat nourishing food all day long like you normally do.
You're going to go
for
on a
walk.
hike.
Absolutely. Go for a walk. Do your normal routine so that you feel good. Like I'm not going to sit in bed and mope. Like it's fucking lame. You know, and feel bad for myself. I made the choice to drink the night before. So like the next day, make better choices.
Okay. Well, we'll see if you actually ever put this plan.
I'm not opposed. Sometimes I'm just like, should we just send it? And if so, the one time that someone says yes and I'm in the mood, I'll be like,
game on.
Let's go.
Wow. Well, I can't wait to report back to you guys on what Madison decides to do and if this comes to fruition.
I mean, you'll probably be there, so you'll probably see.
That's why I can report back to everybody.
And it could be fun for the podcast.
Great. We'll just start drinking as an experiment for the podcast.
Yeah, it's all for the podcast. I'm just going to drink tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just for the podcast again. Okay, anyway. Straight edge, you know? Do we want to talk about when you give a mouse a cookie?
Yeah, okay, let's try.
Okay.
There's this book that I used to read as a kid called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, and I always have referred back to it. And lately, now more than ever, I'm noticing like this is a thing. adulthood is matching this book. And the book is, if you give a mouse a cookie, then he's going to want this. And if you give him this, then he's going to want that. And basically, like, the story goes, okay, if you give the mouse a cookie, he's going to ask for a glass of milk. And then if you give him a glass of milk, he's going to want to sit on the couch with you. And then if he sits on the couch with you, he's going to want a blanket. And then he's going to want to watch a movie. And that's not really how it goes, but, like, that's the idea,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's not verbatim, but that's the idea.
Yes.
And I'm noticing that. Like, sometimes if you give people an inch, they're going to take a mile.
1,000%.
They're going to keep pushing it.
Yeah.
And it's also like the real root of the story is like, you got to be able to manage expectations and set a little boundary and know that there's
boundaries.
There's consequences to actions that you make.
Mm-hmm.
But setting expectations and boundaries is a massive one in that book for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Because he's just like trying to please this mouse that keeps asking for more. And he's like running himself to the ground trying to make this mouse happy. Like there's just request after request after request.
Yes.
And so when things happen and I notice that this is happening, I just go, when you give a mouse a cookie.
Yeah. And that has been it's been said quite a lot this last week.
It's just human nature, I guess. And then
it kind of is human nature.
You just have to like accept it and just be like, this isn't a bad person. It's just like, they're really wanting the glass of milk now.
Yeah, and they're also just like testing. They're like, well, how much can I get away with? And you're the one that has to put the trap down and say,
no mas.
Not so fast.
You cannot have another glass of milk.
You shall not pass. That's right.
So,
and you would get that reference if you watched Lord of the Rings.
I mean, I definitely know that that's a common phrase.
You shall not pass.
You shall not. I'm not under. I mean, I am under a rock, but not fully. I've seen the light.
Good.
I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
No, I don't think you'll ever probably watch it.
Maybe.
But
what if I become a fanatic?
I would love that for me. If you and Phil were like, please come over for a movie marathon of all 3 Lord of the Rings movies, I would be right over. Even if it was a beautiful sunny day, I'd be like, I'm coming over right now. Yes.
Damn. Maybe I should give it a try then.
Oh, I would just love that.
How do you feel like we're going right now? Do you feel like we should wrap this up and keep it a short and sweet?
Well, I think, yes. One more thing that I did want to say is, well, I feel like
there's 2 more things.
There are so many things because I'm just like, I really want there to be substance in this, but there already is substance because it's like, this is a chill episode. So it's like easy listening.
That's what we're saying.
Like, it's just like
Saturday
a filler.
morning.
Like I don't need to be giving. It's like literally 2 p.m. But yeah, like it's a Saturday morning. I'm like, the day has gone. Has it not? It's quite crazy. So one thing I do want to leave this podcast on is something that I was talking with Tess about is the preciousness of moments. That's how I want to title this segment.
This is a sentimental ending we're about to get into.
Well, because I'm just like, I just want to leave it on like, like just
not partying. Let's go there. Let's do it.
Yeah. Just everyone take note of like the things that they're doing in their life sort of, and like be as present as possible. So the example that I have is I was talking to Kelly about this, and she was saying that she often thinks about this phrase that she saw. It's like, you never know when like you'll be reading your child a bedtime story and that's the last bedtime story that you ever read them. And then I thought, I think about this concept all the time. Us podcasting now could essentially be the last time that we ever podcast together. Like we never know that. And so I was thinking about this too last Thanksgiving, and I was sharing this with Tess. And I remember sitting at the dining table and I was looking around and I was just like, I have like the biggest feeling that things are going to look different next year and I don't know why. And they will look different. My aunt's no longer with us. Like grandparents are going through stuff. And I think it's just like having, like, it's making me take inventory of a lot of moments that I deem to be special, and it makes them more significant to me.
I mean, even just going on your walk, right?
Yes.
Calling your mom. These could be, for all of us, the last time that you would be able to get to do those things.
Yeah, and rarely are we rarely are we in the know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, we did know our last night in the apartment. We were
Right.
lucky we could prepare for that. But most things we can't prepare for that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's things where they've gone by and I didn't know they're the last time that I was going to see this person or like do this thing. And I'm like, damn, I really wish, you know, like I wish I just like held on to it just like a second longer. I like took note of like everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just like,
And that's why people always say, like, tell the people that you love them,
yes.
and try to be more present. Like, I was even thinking when I went up to my family's house over the holidays, I was working and like spending a considerable amount of time on my computer to get things done. And I made a vow to myself that I will never do that again because I don't get to see them that often. And when I go up there, I need to be completely sectioned off from that part of my life. And like all I'm doing is just spending time with these people.
Yes.
Because I don't know what if I never get up here again? Or
Yeah,
what if that
it's
person's
true.
not here when I get here?
I know. Yeah. So I think it's just basically about taking inventory of your experiences, especially with your loved ones. Or like even if you're experiencing something in the moment that you're like, God, this is really good. Like take note of it. Look around. What are you wearing? How do you feel? What do you smell? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes life like more special.
What do you feel,
Yeah,
Madison?
exactly. I'll just remember your cold hands from this moment. Yeah. So that was my last little note.
Great. Let's end it
Yeah.
there. It won't be the last time you hear from us. Let's hope.
No, definitely not.
And thank you for listening all the way through. If you're here, you're awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Go follow us on TikTok so that we get inspired to keep posting.
Yes.
Share this episode with a friend.
And
Make sure you're subscribed.
like
What else
it
is
if you're on YouTube.
Yeah, I was like, what else is on the laundry list here? I feel like that's it.
Yeah.
Show your cowboy some love. That's pretty much the bottom
And
line here.
regardless of what you do, we're still going to be posting on TikTok. We're still going to be recording the episodes. You know, like it's all going to be happening, but it just adds a little bit more spice to the mix.
This is true. All right, you guys, have a great week. We love you. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Yeah, talk soon.
I have to end that really quick
Bye.
for some reason. Bye.
Yeah, see you.